All right, get ready, because today we're going to take a deep dive into fitness vision boards.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, so you hear all this buzz about can they really supercharge your fitness motivation?
Yeah,
And are they more than just like a trendy thing?
right.
So we've got tons of research and real-world examples to go through, so get ready for some serious aha moments.
Another aha moment.
I know, right? So joining me today to help break it all down is our expert. The one who can always sift through all the noise and find those little nuggets of wisdom.
Well, I'm excited to dig into this because fitness vision boards, they really tap into something fascinating about how our brains work. And I think the more we understand about that, the more effective our fitness journey can be.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Like, what exactly is a fitness vision board? One of our sources defined it as a powerful tool for life planning, a tool to help you stay on track toward your fitness and life goals. It sounds pretty straightforward.
It does.
But you know me, I'm always looking for those deeper layers.
Right.
Is there more to it than just slapping together some pictures?
Definitely. It's not just about the aesthetics. It's way more than that. Think of it as a visual representation of what you want your fitness journey to be.
Okay.
It helps to make those goals that are kind of fuzzy in your head more tangible. It's like you're creating a visual anchor, like a constant reminder of what you're working towards.
So it's not just randomly throwing stuff on a board. There's an actual strategy to it.
100%.
Okay.
A well-crafted vision board, it uses the power of visualization. And there's studies that show that it can actually prime your brain for success.
Interesting.
So by repeatedly visualizing your goals, you're kind of strengthening those neural pathways associated with those actions. And it actually makes it more likely that you'll do those things in real life.
Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
So how does this actually work in practice? Because one of our sources mentioned that you should include pictures of your ideal body.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know, it just feels a little like a potential minefield. Is that really a healthy approach?
I think that's a great question. And that's where things can get tricky because, we are bombarded by all those images of ideal bodies, right?
Yeah.
Which honestly are often so unrealistic and they're driven by external pressures. And it's just so easy to fall into that comparison trap. And then you end up chasing someone else's idea of what perfection should be.
So how do we avoid that? How do we make sure that we're focusing on the right things for us?
I think the crucial thing is to define what your ideal body actually means to you.
Okay.
And focus on health and functionality and how you want to feel.
Okay.
More so than just how you think you should look.
So it's not just about external validation.
Yeah.
It's also about internal motivation.
Exactly. The more that you can connect your vision board to your core values and your deep WHY for pursuing fitness, the more powerful and sustainable your motivation will be.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Some of our sources lay out steps for how to create a fitness vision board. So what are some of the key things that people should keep in mind when they're doing this?
Well, the first step is to be crystal clear on what your goals are.
Okay.
And I mean crystal clear, not just vague wishes I want to lose weight.
Right.
But specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals.
So those SMART goals.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So instead of lose weight, it's I want to run a 5K in under 30 minutes by the end of summer. Or I want to do strength training 3 times a week.
Okay.
The more clearly you define your goals, the easier it will be to pick images and affirmations that directly support those aspirations.
Makes sense. So you got your goals down. What's next?
Then it's the fun part. You get to gather your materials. So think magazines, photos, quotes, even fabric swatches or textured paper, anything that visually embodies your fitness goals and inspires you. You want a variety of images that represent different aspects of your fitness journey, not just pictures of six-pack abs or marathon finish lines.
So we're talking about the whole picture of wellness,
Right.
mind, body, spirit, all of that.
Exactly. It could be healthy meals that make you excited to eat well,
Okay.
inspiring workout spaces that you just want to get moving in, activities that you genuinely enjoy, even images that represent the mental clarity and emotional resilience that you want to cultivate through fitness.
I'm getting inspired just thinking about all the things I could put on this board.
I know, right?
But one of our sources did say that you should add before and after photos.
Yeah,
And to be honest, that makes me a little nervous.
I get that.
Is there a risk of that backfiring?
Right.
Leading to negative comparisons?
Yeah. That's a really good point because Before and after photos, they can be motivating for some people.
Yeah.
But for others, it can trigger feelings of inadequacy.
Right.
And it can fuel that unhealthy obsession with appearance. And remember, we are trying to shift the focus from external validation to internal transformation.
Okay. So what are some healthier alternatives? What kind of images should we be looking for?
Instead of fixating on like a specific body shape, try capturing the energy and the emotions that you want to embody through your fitness journey. Maybe it's pictures of yourself doing activities that you love where you look and feel happy and strong, or images that represent mental clarity, confidence, inner peace, all those things that you're cultivating through fitness.
Okay.
And remember, the process of creating the vision board itself can be incredibly powerful too.
Oh, yeah.
So as you're like flipping through magazines, searching online for images, arranging them on your board, you're actually doing active visualization. And that strengthens those neural pathways and it reinforces your commitment to your goals.
I've heard of those vision board apps too.
Yes.
Are those a good alternative to having an actual physical board?
Yeah, they can be a great option, especially if you are constantly on the go or you prefer a more digital approach. You know, they're portable, they're flexible, and you can easily update your board as your goals evolve.
Yeah.
You can even add like audio affirmations or music to make it even more immersive.
But doesn't that risk just like adding to our screen time and like all that digital overload?
That's a valid concern. The key is to use those apps intentionally. You know?
Okay.
And mindfully. Maybe you schedule dedicated time to engage with your digital vision board.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just as you would with a physical one. And you might consider setting boundaries with screen time overall, just so you don't feel overwhelmed.
So we've got to find the format that works for us.
Exactly.
Our personality, our lifestyle.
Yeah. And whether you choose a physical board or a digital app, I think the important thing is to put it somewhere that you'll see it every day. Ideally, multiple times a day.
So prime real estate.
Yes.
Like your bedroom wall, your bathroom mirror, my fridge.
Those are all great spots. The more that you see your vision board, the more those images and affirmations will sink into your subconscious. And then they'll start to influence your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors.
So it's not just about creating a pretty picture. It's about creating a tool for transformation.
Exactly.
Okay. And that transformation starts with the choices we make every day. We're going to keep this conversation going, but first let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, so we were talking about placement, right? Like making sure it's somewhere you'll see it often.
Right.
But placement is just one piece of the puzzle. What else can we do to make this thing really work?
I mean, it's like anything else, you know? You get out what you put in.
Yeah.
Our sources really emphasize that it's a tool.
Okay.
Not a magic wand. You can't just like make it and forget about it.
Right, so we have to actively engage with it. But like, how often are we talking?
I mean, the more the better. Even if it's just like a few minutes each day to look at it.
Okay.
Really visualize yourself achieving those goals and even trying to like feel those emotions associated with the success.
So it's like a mini meditation session with your goals.
Exactly. And don't just look at it passively. Try to engage all your senses.
Okay.
So if you've got a picture of like yourself hiking a beautiful trail, imagine like the fresh air, the sun on your skin, the sound of your boots crunching on the gravel.
That's a cool way to make it more real.
Yeah.
Like you're tricking your brain into thinking you're already there.
Exactly. And that's the power of visualization.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more you reinforce those pathways and prime your brain to take action.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. But one thing that our sources do mention is the importance of having like a concrete fitness plan.
Yes.
Not just a vision board, but how do those two things work together?
They're like two sides of the same coin, right?
Okay.
So the vision board is that inspiration, the big picture of what you're aiming for. Yeah.
But the fitness plan is the practical roadmap to get you there. And, you know, one of our sources even broke down different types of fitness plans.
Oh, really?
You've got strength training, you've got HIIT, you've got yoga.
Got it.
And they can all be tailored to your specific goals.
So, okay, so let's say someone's goal is to like build muscle.
Okay.
Their vision board might have images of like weightlifting or protein-packed meals or even quotes about strength.
Exactly.
But they would also need like a workout plan
100%
with
valid.
exercises, sets, reps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the vision board keeps you motivated and focused on the bigger picture, but the fitness plan provides the structure and accountability that you need to actually make it happen.
And we can't forget about nutrition.
Yes.
One of our sources, like, really emphasizes making healthy food choices,
Right.
reducing sugar intake, things like that. How can we incorporate that into our vision boards?
I think it's all about creating those positive associations.
With healthy eating. So instead of focusing on what you're restricting,
Right.
showcase the delicious, vibrant foods that you're adding to your diet.
So instead of pictures of bland salads,
Yeah,
maybe like images of like colorful smoothies,
exactly.
fresh fruits and veggies,
Yeah.
or like those beautiful Buddha bowls.
Yes. And think about how those foods make you feel. Energized, satisfied,
Yeah.
nourished,
Yeah.
Capture that feeling in the imagery.
Okay. It's not just about the food itself, is it?
No.
Because our sources talk about mindset too.
Yes.
Positive self-talk.
Big time. Because your thoughts and beliefs, they play a huge role in your success.
Mhm.
The more you can cultivate a positive and supportive inner dialogue, the more likely you are to stick to your goals.
Even when it gets tough. So how do we translate that to vision board language?
Affirmations are key.
Okay.
Choose phrases that resonate with you and support your goals.
Okay.
Write them on your board, surround them with inspiring images,
Oh.
or even create a whole section just for affirmations.
Can you give us some examples? Like what are some good affirmations for like fitness goals?
Think about the areas where you tend to struggle
Okay.
or need an extra boost. So if you often feel discouraged, maybe you choose an affirmation like, I am strong and capable.
Yeah.
And if you struggle with self-discipline, maybe it's, I make healthy choices with ease. The key is to choose affirmations that feel empowering to you.
So like identify those limiting beliefs
Mm-hmm.
and replace them with more positive statements.
Exactly. And the more you repeat those affirmations, the more you rewire your brain for success. You're literally training your mind to believe in yourself and your ability to achieve your goals.
I love that. It's like creating a pep talk that's always there to support you.
Right.
What about fitness role models?
Yeah.
Is it helpful to include pictures of like athletes, fitness influencers, people who inspire us?
It can be incredibly motivating to see people who have achieved what you're striving for, but it's also important to choose those role models wisely.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's easy to get caught in the comparison trap, right?
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the fitness world where there's so much focus on appearances.
Right.
So instead of focusing on somebody's physique, look for role models who embody qualities that you admire,
Okay.
like their dedication, their perseverance, their positive attitude, even just the joy that they find in movement.
So it's not about trying to look like them,
Yeah,
but more about embodying their spirit and their work ethic.
exactly.
And speaking of journeys, I really like this idea of creating a vision board that reflects not just physical goals,
Yeah,
but also our mental and emotional well-being.
totally. True wellness is all about every aspect of ourselves. So if your goal is to reduce stress,
Okay.
maybe you include pictures of peaceful nature scenes, meditation practices,
Okay.
activities that bring you joy.
It's like creating a visual reminder to prioritize those things that nourish our souls.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of rest and recovery, too. One of our sources talked about how important it is to actually schedule rest days
Okay.
and listen to your body. You could even include images that represent that on your board,
What do you mean?
like a relaxing bath, a good book, a peaceful night's sleep.
I love that. Like, self-care is not selfish.
It's essential.
It's essential. Yeah. It can actually enhance our fitness journey.
100%.
It's about creating a sustainable approach
Yeah.
to health and fitness that nourishes the whole you,
Full package.
mind, body, and spirit.
Absolutely.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Uh-huh.
But before we wrap up, I want to make sure we touch on a few more things. Okay, so one thing we haven't talked about much is like the aesthetic side of things.
Mm.
Do the colors, fonts, even the overall design of the board, does any of that matter?
Yeah, I mean, it actually does. It's not just about randomly throwing pictures on a board, right? The way that you present your vision, it can actually impact how effective it is. So think about colors that energize you, fonts that feel inspiring, and a layout that just feels really visually appealing and organized.
So it's almost like creating a piece of art
Yes,
that reflects your personality and goals.
exactly. The more you personalize it, the more it's going to resonate with you. And don't be afraid to get creative, add stickers, glitter, washi tape, anything that just brings you joy and reinforces that commitment to yourself.
It's like adult coloring books, but for your fitness dreams.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about choosing images, affirmations, making it look pretty. But are there any downsides to vision boards? What if we get so focused on the vision that we get discouraged when things don't go as planned?
That's a great point. And actually, one of our sources cautioned against getting too attached to specific outcomes
Okay.
because life is full of surprises. And sometimes, those detours actually lead to even better destinations.
It's about being flexible,
Yes,
embracing the journey, trusting that even setbacks can teach us something.
exactly. Your vision board is a guide, not like a rigid rule book.
Right.
So you can adjust course as needed. Celebrate those small wins along the way. And just remember that progress, not perfection, is the goal.
Progress, not perfection. I like that. That's going on my vision board.
Yes.
But speaking of potential pitfalls, what about comparing ourselves to others? I mean, especially in the fitness world, it's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing.
It's so true. Comparison is the thief of joy.
It is.
It's so important to remember that everyone's journey is unique. And your vision board, it should reflect your aspirations, your values, your definition of success.
So it's like creating a no comparison zone
Exactly.
around your vision board.
Just focus on your progress and celebrate your wins.
I love that.
And if you do find yourself slipping into comparison, just gently remind yourself that you are on your own path.
Yeah.
And there's no right or wrong way to get there.
Okay, I think that's a great message to end on. We've explored the how-tos, the science, the potential pitfalls, but ultimately it comes down to this. What do you truly desire for your health and well-being? What does your ideal fitness journey actually look and feel like? And are you willing to take those first steps, even if they're small, to make that vision a reality?
I think a vision board can be a super powerful tool, but it's really up to each of us to embrace the journey and make those dreams come true.
And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. Celebrate every step you take, every healthy choice you make, every moment of joy you experience along the way. It's about creating a life that you love, one that's full of energy and vitality and a deep sense of well-being. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration. Until then, keep dreaming big and keep moving forward.